Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to create our very first C# script. Now scripts are basically custom components which we can drag and drop onto game objects. For example, we can use scripts to get enemies chasing after the player, give the player health points, the ability to run and attack, make power-ups and so much more. So let's make a new folder called scripts, and then inside that folder I'll make a C# script by left clicking and heading over to create C# script, and I'll call this one test, for example. And now I'll double click on this script to open it up inside of Visual Studio. Visual Studio is the scripting editor that comes with Unity and which we can use to edit our scripts, and this is how it looks. Now of course Liam will be explaining to you in detail the fundamentals of game programming. He'll be telling you what this all means, for example, what are variables, functions, and so much more. For now, just blindly type with me print, and in the parentheses between quotation marks, write whatever you want. Basically, this line of code will display itself in the Unity console as soon as the game actually starts. Now just hit Ctrl S to save your script. It's very important that you save your scripts, or the changes you do will obviously not be applied. I'll now head back inside of Unity and take a look at the Unity console, which is usually located right here. But again, if you don't see it, just head over to Windows and click on Console. For now it just looks like a big empty space, but it will come in very useful. It's mainly used to give you information about errors in your script. You'll then be able to double click on those error messages you get inside of your console, and doing so will bring you to the exact line of code in your script where the error is happening, and hopefully you'll be able to fix it from there. But you can also use the console to print messages, like we did with this line of code. So again, when the game starts, we should expect whatever we typed here to show up in the console. So I'm going to press the play button for the very first time, which will obviously start our game. And nothing happens inside of the console, so I'll press the play button again to stop playing the game. And don't worry, what's happening right now is completely normal. The reason is our script isn't currently active anywhere in the scene. It's just lying about inside of our project window. As I said at the start of this video, scripts are like custom components. And remember, components are things that are placed on game objects. So I need to drag and drop this test script onto some object in our scene to get it working. For example, I'll select my little son and then hold down the left mouse button over my script and drag it inside of the inspector to attach it to my son object. Now when I press play, as soon as the game starts, I get a message in the console that reads exactly what I typed out inside of Visual Studio. Oh, and note that you can also add scripts to objects by clicking on this Add Component button and just typing out the name of your script in this search field and then pressing the return key on your keyboard. So that's how we create scripts and add them to objects. And to quickly go back to what I was saying about the console displaying error messages, let me type out a load of nonsense right here, for example. Press Ctrl S to save my script and then return to Unity. You'll indeed see that a red error has appeared in the console, and now I can double click on it, and doing so will open up Visual Studio, and it will also indicate where exactly the error is happening. So obviously this is really useful, and if you don't understand what your error means, you can always type it out in your browser and you'll come across some forum thread or tutorial with details, explanations and solutions to the error at hand. With that said, let's now quickly come back to the game window. As we just saw, you can start playing your game by clicking on this play button here, and you can pause your game by clicking the pause button. But for now there's nothing actually happening, so pressing pause is a bit useless. You might have noticed that when I press play, Unity turns slightly pink everywhere, which is a very nice way for me to remember that the game is indeed currently running. You can change this color by going to Edit, Preferences, then going to Colors, and simply tweak Play Mode Tint to whatever you like. Also note that you can automatically maximize the game view when playing the game by toggling on this Maximize On Play button up here. And lastly, note that you can change the size of your actual game window up here. As you can see, there are various resolutions for you to choose from, and you can even type out your own, but we'll take a closer look at all that when we learn about UI later on in the course. And that's going to mark the end of this first section. Hopefully you've been able to follow along and feel more confident than ever that game creation isn't some magic trick, but an actual skill that you can learn, appreciate, and master. In the following section, my brother Liam is going to teach you the fundamentals of C# game programming. And once you've done that, we'll all get back together to create a small, complete, fun little game from scratch. That will be the perfect opportunity for you to put everything you have and will have learned into practice. Plus, we'll learn lots more about components, creating your own sprites, UI, and actually publishing and sharing your game with the world. Again, remember to ask for help if need be via the course's Discord server, or just join the community and chat about your progress or what you want to create with your new game dev skills. Okay, best of luck, have fun, and see you soon.